Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello and welcome to Saturday the 9th of August, or welcome to today, whenever you're watching this. It is, we're late, we're very late. What, 7:30 in the morning? Not through lack of trying, been up since 4:30. I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Welcome. Welcome to those who've stuck with me from the very start. Welcome to those that have been scooped up along the way. And welcome to anybody who's newly subscribed. And a special welcome if you've just landed here by accident. I hope you enjoy what you see. I hope you like, subscribe, do all the things. Be good to see you back. Oh, what a morning. What a bloody morning. So I've been up since 4:30 and I promised myself this week, right, I'm not going to sit for 2 hours watching Instagram and scrolling, you know, doom scrolling. Yeah, 5:45 I eventually rises from me having my cup of tea and my morning scroll. I got everything together and I sat down about 6:15 and I could not stop yawning. I couldn't film it for yawning. So I went downstairs and I had myself an iced coffee. And then I discovered, this is going to sound balmy, right? My voice is stuck in my head. You know, when your ears have actually popped, but I can hear like everything I'm saying, like in me, through my ears as well. I don't know if that makes sense. All I can say is that, yeah, I've struggled to speak. So, and I'm still having that like echo. That's what I meant, like an echo in my head. But we're going to have to go with it. I hope I sound okay. If I don't, to be fair, that's probably about my norm. And then I started yawning again. So I'm now on my second iced coffee, minus the ice. Once this kicks in, so yes, we're on 7:30, so it'll probably be another late posting, like it was last week. But it's been a morning. So yes, where am I? What am I doing? This week's Justsewsherrie. Yeah. I have never been so embarrassed, I don't think, ever. Well, actually, no, I probably have been more embarrassed, but this is up there with them. So I am a PA to an HR director in one of the government departments. Don't ask which one, you'll hate me. And as such, she is part of senior leadership. So these are the guys who kind of answer to what's called the first permanent secretary and second permanent secretary, and they're the ones who deal directly to the ministers in government. So it's pretty high level stuff. I'm not high level. I just run around. I always say my job is I'm a virtual bag carrier and a lurker. So I run around making sure Breda's got everything she needs in meetings and everything's been done on time and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I just lurk around in meetings because I need to have an awareness of what's going on so that I can manage priorities correctly. So yeah, so I was lurking in a meeting. This week with senior leadership. And Scout, I mean, we all know, for anybody who's new here, I've got 2 cats, Jem and Scout. Jem is a normal cat, he's lovely, he's no bother at all. Scout I've never known a cat like him, and I've had a few cats in me time. He just, oh, he really is. It's like having a teenager. He just screams at me when he wants stuff. And anyway, he wanted to be out, but I was busy on the meeting. And he just kept screaming and screaming, and eventually I kind of not lost my temper, but I said, Scout, I'm on an important meeting with Auntie Breeder. And then there was this kind of, and I just had this awful sinking feeling. Now, I was taking minutes for this meeting. So I had my word pad up in front of my Teams, like where all the people are on Teams. So I couldn't say anything. And I just went, oh my God, please tell me I'm on mute. And I heard Breeder go, no, you're not on mute, Sherrie. And I was like, oh my God. So I minimised my thing, and all I kept saying was, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Fortunately, everyone appeared to laugh, and I haven't had any comeback from it. But, and I mean, there's me calling, one of the high-level directors, Auntie Breeder, because I do, I talk about, I've got nowhere else to talk to, and Scout does talk back to me, screams at me usually, but I'll say, when they come for strokes and stuff, if they take too long, I'll say, I've got work to do for Auntie Claire and Auntie Breeder. Can it be stroking you all day? So yeah. Mortified, absolutely, and I'm still mortified about it. Just, yeah. So that's this week's Justsewsherrie that I haven't quite recovered from yet. Well, cross stitch, that's why you're here, isn't it? It's the only reason, or maybe to see me make a prat of myself as well. Yeah, there probably is that. Oh, and do you like my new do? It needs cutting. It's a home dye. Desperately needs cutting. And I've been saying this for months, but I don't want to spend my money on hairdos. I want to spend it on cross stitch. Yeah. And I know Carol Saltbox is with me on that one because she said the same. So, yes, so I dyed it. It's not meant to be this dark. I couldn't find my normal dye, which is like a light gingery colour. So yeah, we've gone red. I was just a little bit worried. I think often when older women have very dark hair, it washes you out a little bit. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. But anyway, it is what it is. At least I haven't got flipping crappy roots. Anyway, we didn't come here to talk about hair, didn't we not? I'm going to be bouncing when all this coffee kicks in. So what have I got this week? I have got a finish. I've got 3 new starts. I have got some whips. Now, there's some weeks, I'm like a little Duracell bunny, backside up, head down. Not this week. I was under the impression that I lived in England, and I do live in England. However, I appear to have been on my holidays to Frogland this last week because there wasn't a single day went by when I didn't have to frog. To the point where last night I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I thought I'm going to have to take like a holiday from cross stitching because my brain has obviously decided this isn't for you anymore, Sherrie. This is not for you. Oh, by the way, I think my voice is through underuse, not overuse, which is got to be the first. Apart from the day that I decided to, you know, let the world know that I talk to my cats. I mean, that's a normal thing for a spinster to do. Do I really want to be telling senior leaders that? Probably not. Probably not. You know, talk to your cats on your own time, Sherrie. So yes, I have had a disaster of a week. It's just been awful. It really has been awful. So, let's see. My finish. Well, this is a start and a finish. So this is one of the Blackbird stockings, and this one is definitely from March. And I know because I've got the pattern here. Now, and I can't remember the lady's name, has asked, she asked me to show all of the patterns to see if she wants, because there's 3 in each one. She wants me to show all of the patterns so she knows whether to buy it or not. So I thought what I'll do next week when I get organised, was there a little fluff? When I get organised, what I'll do is I'll go through a review so far. So I'll show you all the patterns and I'll show you all the ones I've made so far, because obviously that's kind of the biggest draw on Flosstubers, to see them fully done, same as Instagram. And I haven't been on Instagram for ages, like I haven't posted on Instagram for ages. But I need to start and put my finishes on, because I do that quite a lot. If I'm looking at a pattern and I'm just not sure about it, I'll go over Instagram and search for it to see if I can see it fully done. So if everybody's like me and doesn't post it, you can't see it fully done. So I need to do that and learn. It's not about showing off or anything, it's just, these are my finishes. If anybody wants to see what they look like. So that's what I'm going to do next week. But for this week, this is March's. I've already done this one. So this is this one, which is that one. I decided to backtrack and pick up all of the ones that I hadn't done that have been left in project bags. I just felt like I needed to get rid of some of the bump that's in me stitching. So get rid of some of the will do at some point ones, do you know what I mean? To get it out of me whips, because it was still all kitted up in the project bag. So that is that. Now I have substituted. The reason I hadn't done it until now was I needed Weeks Dye Works moss. When I've ordered it, I've got Gentle Arts moss, and I think that's me. I think I've, because I don't have Weeks Dye Works moss, and I wrote them all down so that Rachel could get them for me over at Talking Dog Stitchery. And eventually thought, this is ridiculous. It's a green, Sherrie. Go and get a green. So I looked at it online to see what the Weeks Dye Works moss looked like, and it was just to see, because sometimes they're very, very similar across the different dye companies, but this wasn't. It was more of a lime green. So anyway, I just went and picked a green, and I used lily pad. I didn't pick as much of a limey green because that's not really my colours, so I picked lily pad. And the other one is done with, is it olive? Yeah, olive. Weeks Dye Works olive. So that is that one. So, new starts. New starts and should be a finish. The last one, the daffodil. So that is that one. And it should be a finish because all I've got left to do, if you can see it, don't think you can even see it just about. There's some like little things of like little four, like down here. So there's some of those that need to go sort of up here. I can't remember why I didn't do it. But anyway, there's literally 3 or 4 things that need to go on. So that should be finished really. And it is done on, I think it's a fibre on a whim, 20 count, fibre on a whim. So once that daffodil's done, that'll be me having done all of the March ones. Some of the months I've chosen, oh, and I have done that, again with all the called for, but using lily pad instead of Weeks Direx moss. So I'll be pleased to be able to dekit this, which I've just done actually. I was trying to, this is why I was so late, because I thought, oh, I'll do some other things while I'm waiting for this echo thing in my head. Honestly, if you didn't know I was balmy, you do now. So I actually started putting a little couple of those 4 things in, and then I dekitted, and I've just left the Queen Bee in, and it'll be nice to get some of them dekitted and done. That's it. So yesterday I decided I would have a new start. Oh gosh, let me get the pattern. Found it. So Owl Forest embroidery, and I'm taking these off and I'm doing just the like separate motifs to hang in the kitchen. So for this one I am doing the cooker. Oh, do you know, it was a few Flosstubers ago now and I can't remember, but I really laughed because it was when I was talking about getting my new cooker, and that was what, February? So it was ages ago. And there was one of the comments, and I totally forgot to address it, it's just popped up, that one of the ladies was saying, what do you mean by cooker? She said, a cooker where I live is like somebody who does drugs, like makes the drugs up. I was like, do drugs, but they're legal and prescribed from the doctor. So not those kind of drugs, I don't think. So what I mean by cooker is an oven. Yeah, I didn't realise cooker wasn't transcribable across the countries. So yeah, I mean like an oven, things you put your food in to cook. So yeah, I'm doing, I think it's an auger. I think it's meant to be, because it's a vintage kitchen, so I'd love to have an auger. It's still nice. So this last night was the culmination of my week. Oh. So this is where I am. And I have frogged. So I decided to do it on, it's 40 count Stormy, I think. So the bit that I've done is on, oh, that's not there, that's not there, oh, I don't know where it's gone. This, I can't remember. This has been my week, guys. This has been my week. But anyway, I decided to do the black in, I had it in my head just there, and it's gone. Black coffee. Classic Colourworks black coffee. And it just wasn't different enough to show up. It looked, yeah, you couldn't see like the cooker around it. So I went back and tried something else, and that didn't work either, bearing in mind I'd done most of it. That was it. I did it on something that just looked awful. And then I changed to black coffee and I thought, yeah, that'll be all right. So I did all down here, and I just wasn't happy with it. It didn't look any different, so you couldn't see the cooker part. So I've gone back and got 310. I wanted to do it in all variegated, I think, because it was like vintagey. I wanted the thread to have movement in it, but anyway, it didn't work. So I went back and did 310, and by the time I'd finished looking at it, I couldn't see the difference, and I thought, I'm going to have to change. I'm going to have to change this colour because I can't get anything to show it up as if it's a cooker. But actually, when I've got it out there, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly, this was the last of me Frogland ones, and I was just done. At that point, I actually picked up my embroidery, so I'll show you that after all the cross stitch. But I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So yes, it doesn't look too bad there though, does it? Maybe I should carry on. I enjoyed stitching it, so even if I do have to start again, you know, I still enjoyed the process. So yeah, but I do like to have the product at the end of it as well, not just constantly stitching the same bit over and over and over. So I haven't got the threads for that in here in the project bag, but I have got the threads for the other one that I found. Remember the one I lost last week, which was Textiles Cup of Tea? Found the threads in here, but then I couldn't find the stitched piece to finish it. For all those perimenopausal or menopausal, have anyone seen the We Do Not Care Club on Instagram? Well, we do not care if we lose everything every single day and we're constantly saying, where's my scissors, where's my needle, where's my fabric, where's my pattern? We do not care. But yeah, that was the culmination of, and I literally was like, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Oh, in fact, no, it wasn't. I picked up something else to do. And this was the culmination of, I'm done. So, oh God. Picked up another stocking. I thought I'm going to go back to my comfort zone. And this is another one of my stockings that I'm trying to finish all the ones I want to do and get put away, get dekitted. So this is August's. I've done this one and I've done this one. So I decided to start on this one. Now I have changed the orange for reds. I just didn't want an orange poppies. I've got some yellow poppies in my garden and some orange ones, funnily enough. I don't know where they've come from. Just seeds on the wind. And then I sowed some wildflower seeds this year, and all these beautiful red poppies have come up, so I'm chuffed to bits because I wanted red poppies forever. So, and I wanted to do something a little bit different to what I've already done. So I picked a 32 count to do it on, because all the rest are done in either 36 or 40. And yes, that is the only needle I had. So I've got a magnetic, it's called Nichoirs Prive. So it's like a magnetic board that I stick my patterns on. And this was the last floss drop. No, needle hook, what? Menopause. We do not care if we can't find words. They're our words not to find. We do not care. So, yeah, it was the last needle minder on me board, and because I'm so hacky lazy, I've got a ton of needle minders all up here stuck to me things, because I couldn't be arsed to walk up the stairs and get one when I was rocking the Halloween needle minders. To be fair, and this is from Historical Sampler Company. If anybody wants one, it's lovely. Anyway, so I've replaced the orange for red. And then I got to here. Well, I got down to here. Oh, that's right, I got to there. And I was one further over from the stalk. And I thought, oh, it doesn't really matter, I'll be fine. I can fudge that, that's fine. But then I realised I couldn't, because the whole of the poppy is over here by one. So to fudge it, actually to fudge it, I might just need that over. And then I decided, well, I could just move the leaf, so I would have to frog the leaf. At that point, I was frogging done. I was frogging done. I've never been angry at myself over. I mean, I've been frustrated, but this was just, Sherrie, this isn't for you anymore, pet. It isn't for you. Just put it down and walk away. Just put it down and walk away. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. So yes, this was the point at which I thought. But I have changed, I think it was lobster claw and tangerine for ladybug, and the red behind it, schoolhouse red. So we've gone for red, and this will be, will this be the last one? Have I just said that? Yeah, this will be the last one. I can de-kit and get put away. I'm doing these with Sarah Stonehouse on Instagram. She's a bloody lush lady, she is. Right. So that was me new starts and me frogging. Did I frog this one? I don't know. So we're on to the whips. Move on to the whips. And I can't remember the lady's name. I can't remember anything. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know. It's just all gone. I think I'm going to have a day off stitching today. I'm going out later this afternoon. I was planning on doing a few hours this morning, but I am sort of wondering, should I just have a total day off and just regroup? Don't know what. But anyway, the Edgar Allan Poe Tree. I don't think I did frog any of this. Must be the only one. So when you saw her last, or him last, I was talking about the top shelfer, wasn't I? So I've done a top shelfer, and the lady who commented to say the potty mouth stitcher has done this and has also wrote a little song or a little poem to go alongside it, because she's doing she's struggling to stitch on it because the fabric's too dark for her. It looks like she's using the cold foam, which is similar to mine. Not the same, mine's more of a blue hue to it. But yeah, I did watch her. A lovely lady actually, and somebody I identify with. I think it's the potty mouth. So this is where I am. No, I didn't frog any of this. So I think I had one of these branches off to finish. So I've done that. I've come down, I've done these bottles, and for once I'm feeling rather smug with myself because I've done the back stitching as I've gone. So I've done the poison and I've done the little handle, although I did miss the I think I can hear Scout screaming again. I should have done one across at the top so the handle isn't quite symmetrical, and I have been looking at it thinking I'm not sure I can live with that. I might need to go back and actually make it symmetrical. I might need to, because I'm not very OCD with cleaning, but the things like this I am. It needs to be right. It just needs to be right. So we'll see. If I forget about it while I'm stitching it, then I won't go back. So I'm not going to change it now. I'll hang on. But what impressed me about this was I re-looked at it this week when I got it out, and I'd only done like the top. I re-looked at it and thought, I'm not sure I like it. I'm just not sure I like it. I think I have bought it for the title. And I thought there was something to do up. Wasn't I just saying the other week, it's ages since we've had any pop-up things. But they obviously agree with us. I'm just not sure I like it, because it hasn't really got anything to do with Edgar Allan Poe, has it? I might be missing something. I don't know. But I'm just not a tier tray stitcher. They just don't appeal to me. And then I did the next row and thought, I like that, you know. I really like that. So it just goes to show, this is exactly what I was saying about looking at patterns and wondering whether you like it, as opposed to looking to it in the real life. So I'm chuffed with that now. Now I'm doing it on a Megan Coffee Craft 20 count. Yeah, 20 count. And it's only got three threads. Black, white, and it's like a pearl colour, I think. So anyway, that is that. So I am actually quite enjoying that. Now, just goes to show, doesn't it? Where am I? What have I done on this one? Oh, no, I haven't done a huge amount. Oh, I didn't have to frog this one either. Must have been, yeah. Maybe I should have picked this back up at some point, because this hasn't been a frogging one. Oh. So this is a Burnhope. I haven't showed you the pattern, but to be fair, it's nearly done. I was close at the finished thing I thought it was going to be. So that is the pattern in its entirety. Look at that. Again, talking about the real world compared to the picture. Isn't it fabulous? I love this. Now, where's the V? The V. Quite a few people pointed out that there is no V on it. And EFG. And there isn't one on the pattern. Let's have a look. No. Oh, there is. Here. You. Yeah, there should have been a V there. There is one. How have I missed that? Because I remember looking back thinking something was missing, and was I right? Yeah, no, there's not one. I'm going to show you on the pattern. So there's no V, it goes from U to W. See, T, U, W. There isn't a V on the pattern, but there is on the picture. Take It Up with Michelle. So this is by MommaLovesYouGB, reproduction. Yeah, because I remember stitching the pattern and querying it myself. So when people put the comments about, are you sure there's not a V missing? I haven't finished them off yet because I was going to address it, and then I'll go back and thingy the comments. It's just so I can remind myself that they've asked the question. And I remember at the time when I was stitching it thinking, should it not go further along? And I checked it, so when people said, oh, there's not a V, I thought, I'll check the pattern anyway, but I don't think there is, that's why I haven't done it. But it turns out, yes, it is on the picture, but it's not on the pattern. There you go. So this week, what have I done? I think I started one of these. So basically, I've done all the flower and I've come down and I have reached the bottom. I have reached the bottom. And I did the same on the other side. I've done the flower and come down a little bit further and come down here a little bit further and also done the straight line a bit further. Now, I noticed this morning when I picked it up, I haven't done this line. So this needs to come all the way down. And I'm still in two minds whether to put my name or Anne without an E's name. Do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Genuinely don't know. I was going to go back and stitch over my initials, but I won't do that if I'm going to put my own name on. I know, and I think it tends to be personal preference. I know some do, some don't. And I know by rights, obviously, if it's a faithful reproduction, or as much as it can be, then yes, we should be putting their name on. But in 200 years, when someone's like admiring me stitching and go, hey, look what Esther did in 2025. And we're in like 4030 now. Yeah. So they wouldn't know that I'd done it if I've still got Anne's name on it, would they? Who knows? Who knows? Now, this one, I had the frog. So this is the one I'm doing for the Crinklies, my parents. Oh, they've fallen out. It's like Beirut. My mum threw a pan at my dad. I shouldn't laugh, but it's funny. It's what 57 years of marriage gets you. Yeah, it's quite funny. She was very disappointed in herself because she didn't hit him. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, this is a year of bird boxes that I'm doing for me mum and dad by Jardin Prive. And yes, this one I had to frog. This was last weekend's that I had to frog. So when you last saw her, she was done down here, I think. So I have come along and done this and this, and it was this one. I had a frog, so I got down to about here and realised, but there is something sitting on here. Oh, it's a, what is it? Where am I looking? Into the bumblebee. Oh, it's a flower. Yeah, so there's something that sort of sits under here. And to be fair, this was, I think this was last Saturday's stitching. So I was still at the beginning of my week stitching. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to go back and redo it. So I had to take sort of this much out and then redo it. I also put in the flowers here. And I'm sure I did, oh yeah, I did this little bit of a flower. And up here, the love heart. And I've come up and done the bee hive. This has been done on 36 count cypress, 5 fibre on a whim. And I'm doing it with all the called for DMC. I'm loving this. This is really coming along. I'm not a bird box kind of, well, you can it when you have cats. It's like luring animals to their death, isn't it? And my 2 cats, they're hunters, and they hunt together, they hunt in packs. They enjoy like tossing animals between them and things like that, and they literally like go in for the kill like from different angles. So when I had my caravan, there's loads of rabbits on the caravan site. Them poor rabbits. Just honestly, every time we turned up, with the 2 boys got out, and the rabbits went, oh God, the grey twins are here. Run for your life. Dreadful hunters, really bad. So yeah, I came down the caravan one day. Well, I came down the side of the caravan. I don't know what I was doing. I was going somewhere. And at the back of our caravan was like a load of trees and stuff. And Jem and Scout would go up there to get to wherever they were going. And I just got to the corner of the caravan and came round, and there was Jem with a rabbit hanging out his mouth, sort of limp either side. And I just stopped, and he literally stopped and went, and I went, Jem! And he shot off. But you could see it in his face, like, oh God, I've been caught. Oh God, my mum's caught us. So yeah, he would take them under the caravan. I mean, to be fair, it meant I didn't have to feed them half as much. I didn't even, it was ridiculous the amount of food that they didn't have to eat when we were staying up at the caravan, because they just munched away at rabbit all the time. It's really bad. I'm sure there's some shrews and things in there as well. And we've currently got a whole load of pigeon wings on the pigeon feathers on the grass in the back garden this morning, but I don't know where the carcass is. So I don't know whether they've just got feathers of it. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, the bloody grey twins, God love them. So anyway, that's why I can't have bird boxes in my garden. But my mum and dad love them. I saw some things. There was a meme on Instagram where it said, you know, one day you're going out partying all night, the next you're hanging bird boxes in your garden and watching the birds avidly. Yeah. So, how much have I done on this? Oh, I know. Did I have to frog this? I can't remember. This is Historical Sampler, the Historical Sampler Company pot sampler. This is coming on. It's really starting to come on. Really, I'm really enjoying this. Yep. It's coming on, isn't it? So what have I done this week? Well, I have done this little pot here, which is a cutie, just a little one. And I have done, basically, I've put some vegetables in. So I've come along here, done all of this border, had to backtrack and do some of the balls. Is that finished? Let me have a look. Because there's... Yeah. Oh, no, I'm lying. So, there's like little reds in here that go across. And I had my hoop sort of this side because I was doing like the rest of this. So I put the red in there. So I need to backtrack and just put the red in from this one back along. So the next time I've got my hoop over that side, I'll do that. But other than that, where's my needle? Oh, I've lost my needle. So yeah, that's right. And I've just started on this flower, the central part. But it hasn't got, it's quite a small central part. This one, because like that one was quite big, but this is only a small one, whereas it's got the bigger flowers either side. I love these flowers. And I've still got to backtrack. There's still another light pink that needs to go in, so I need to remember to go back and do that. Oh yeah, Melody, I haven't done the doodad, sorry, on Anne Burnhope. She tells me every week, you still haven't done the doodad. I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Remind me again. That poor woman. So that is that, and this has been done on 40 count rustic sheep by XJ Designs, and I'm doing it with all of the called for. I mentioned it before, but I bought myself the gift box of this for my birthday off my rich husband that I don't have, and I'm chuffed to bits with it. Really, really, really chuffed to bits. The only thing I'm not fond of is the border. These flowers, they're just, it's a bit tedious. Don't know why. Why is it we find some borders to be lovely, but others to just be, oh, these are a bit of a slog. They are a bit of a slog. This kind of was as well, that's why I wanted to do it. Now that it's done, it looks fab, or nearly done. I'm really pleased with it. The only difference, the only problem with it is that the little flowers on there, you can't really see them. But that's fine, I'm alright with it. I'm not going to frog it and go back and do it in a different colour. I might. Oh dear, someone's getting shouted at. It's because we're late, 8:15. Oh, it's Michaela over the back. She lives like diagonally. So you know a man that comes out with his dressing gown on. Oh, sometimes just his shorts, and that's when I get a little bit of a tizzy. He's been out a few times this morning, and his missus has been out as well, hung the wash now. There's loads going on this morning. You see, if I do it later, you'll get more gossip. But Michaela, who lives diagonally over the back, I used to live next door to her mum, and she's grown up just like her. And it's like turning the clock back 20 years. So, yeah. But lovely family, really lovely family. And I do miss Shelley. There was I was chuffed when Michaela had like moved in so close. It was kind of a shame she hadn't come next door, gone like the full circle to come back. Because I've seen Michaela grow up from her being about 2. So yeah. So anyway, her son Louis getting wrong. God knows what he's done. Poor Louis. He's in bother quite a lot. Did I ever tell you the story about my neighbours over that way? I'm expecting you to answer us. I mean, you're probably sitting there going, Sherrie, you've told us so much shit in the past. We have no idea. But the people over the back, his daughter lived next door to them. And she had a kid, and one of our siblings had a kid. And there was, what were they called? Josie and Ella. And I could never see them because there's a huge tree over that way, so I can't see sort of over in the gardens. So I've heard them. I've heard them grow up from them being babies. And then I think the daughter moved out eventually because I haven't seen her for a couple of years. I heard her for a couple of years. But the Ella and Josie would still come up and say their grandma and granddad. But anyway, I digress. When the daughter lived here, I mean, Josie, she was always in bother. Josie was just always in bother. And Ella was always crying. She was always whinging on and crying. So, yeah, 2 different types of girl. But they were cousins, so they didn't live together or anything. And I heard this night that Josie's mum came out. It was about 7 o'clock in the evening. And Josie must have been about 8, maybe, about 7 or 8. And all I heard her mum say, Josie, it's bath time. Untie your friend, please. Like this was an everyday occurrence that Josie just went round tying everybody up. That made me laugh. Josie, bath time. Untie your friend, please. Just like so frustrated with her. Now, this one. I think I got some good progress on. I'll know more when I unwrap it. But this is Tong Uffendell. Haven't touched it for a couple of weeks, so I picked her up again. Because I picked up Forget-Me-Not again. And I might have decided to change colours again. So I spent about half a day on Forget-Me-Not, stitching it, and then deciding I'm going to change colours. So I haven't even got it in my rotation to show you because I'm pretty sure you're sick of seeing it or hearing about it. The never-ending quest for the perfect colour. But this isn't, because I'm just doing what Nichoirs telling us to do. I am pleased with this. So, look at her. Top row is done. Isn't she fabulous? Isn't she just bloody fabulous? So what have I done since you saw her? Well, I finished the top row. So basically I've done all of this. Done this one here. And I've put some flowers in. So I love this border. I think this border is wonderful. And it takes a bit of doing because each flower is a motif in itself, really. Or thereabouts. So I'm just down here. Need to finish off the leaf on here. Melody, don't let's forget. And I had just started. There's my needle hanging down again. I had I moved my hoop, this. So I moved my hoop up over back to the beginning, and I've put these two little baskets in, and I have just started doing this border that goes along, and then we're going down satin stitch, cross stitch, satin stitch over one. That'll be fun. Can't wait. Really looking forward to the over one. I love over one. I do. I love over one. Yeah. Isn't it fabulous though? So I'm doing this on 36 count winter moon with all of the called for DMC. 1/2. I do still, there's this bit that I need to put on there, that over one. That's right, I came in and I filled in this little doofer. And I've done that. And I need to, there is another leaf on here, so this is all over one. This one is done over one full cross. This one is done over one tent stitch because I just got to the end of over one. I got to the end of my tether with the over one because I don't know if it's just because it's on 36 count and it's just normal DMC, as in it's not silks, but it just, yeah, hard work, really hard work, like pushing the needle through. And I mean that, I don't mean that mentally, I mean physically, getting the needle through and back up. Really, really tough. So I decided to try over one, and it looks just as good. But I do need, there's a second leaf that I need to decide if I'm putting in or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going down, and when I come to a decision of, yes, I am going to go back and do it, then I can do it then. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I am aware that the leaves are missing. Love this. Love, love, love this. It's just the colour, isn't that, man? Look at it. Look at it. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that is all my stitching for the week. So next, I'm going to talk about the answer of the week from the question of the week, which was to do with over dyes. So I thought I would do a little bit of a deep dive on over dyes for threads, because Ali, who asked the question, gave me further clarity on what she wanted to know. So I'm going to do that. I've got a little bit of embroidery to show you, and just a couple of gifts that I got this week. So one moment and I shall be back with you, toot sweet. Question of the week and answer of the week. I'll do question of the week first. It's my 2-year Flosstubers next Saturday, so I couldn't have timed it any better. But I don't know what to do. Do I do a whip parade? I mean, I could do a giveaway, but I'm rubbish at getting to the post office and I always feel really bad. I think it's taken me 6 weeks this time to get to the post office, and I haven't even got there yet. So I know I said last week I was going to do it Monday, Tuesday, and work was too busy, never got a chance. So I'm going out today, and I will go out and swerve past the post office. So it will definitely be in the post today, I guarantee it. But so yeah, I could do that, but I just always feel really crap that I'm just not very good at it. I'm just not very good at I've got a skill set. That is not it. Go to the post office is not it. I could just do a normal Flosstubers, a normal floss tube is what I could do. I don't know if there's any other things I can do. Have you got any ideas? So that's my question, and I'll read through and see if I can come up with something. So, question of the week from last week came from Ollie Bradley, and it was please can I put in a suggestion for Ask Sherrie how people use fancy flosses like Weeks Dye Works or Variegate threads, as I'm not 100% sure I'm doing it right. I kind of took that to mean, do you do one cross at a time, or do you do like just your normal leg over and then your leg back over along? How do you do it? So where am I? Because I've got some comments that I've saved. So the majority came back and said do one cross at a time, because obviously it's variegated. So if you do one leg over straight along, you're still going to get a variegation, but it's going to be across as you're stitching over with that little piece of thread. Whereas if you do a cross at a time, the variegation is it's centered around that. Does that make any sense? Basically you do one stitch at a time, generally. Leg over and leg back, then new stitch. Jenny Dawn said, I won't use fancy floss for smaller pieces. If I'm not using the colour enough to see the variegation, I'm not going to waste the resource. I do that. So for things like tiny towns, I've tended not to bother with variegation. Says she who's just done 100 stockings that are this big and used variegated threads for. And I've done that because I think the Blackbird Designs patterns is being really, really samplery. I don't know how to phrase it. The actual patterns, I just think they call for variegated threads. So even though there's only a small amount of stitches that I'm using, I just think it calls for a gentler palette. I always think of samplers as being, a gentler colour, whereas the more modern stitches, like of your Edgar Poe, the more modern tier tray kind of things, they tend to use just flat colours, what I would call flat colours, with no movement in them, no variegation in them. I hope that makes sense. I used to be, and I did used to be a business skills trainer. My last role for the department that I work for now, I was a business skills trainer. So I used to be able to get, and I was quite good at it. Actually, I was very good at it. I did find my skill set. It was bossing people about. Although, to be fair, I did that as a nurse. You can always tell which of us are nurses because we're bossy boots. Come on, up, get dressed now. On you go. Anyway, back to Jenny. If the area I'm stitching is meant to be striped on the horizontal, I will do one leg across and one leg back. So that's what I was just talking about. So you're getting a longer variegation in that colour. If it's meant to be striped on the vertical, I stitch one at a time up, so one, and then one at a time down. If I want it to be truly variegated and random, I will outline the area one cross at a time, then come in a row and do all again, repeating until I filled in. So there's very little of threads that are consecutive. You're not going to see any sort of, what you call it, like you said, it's going to be random. It's going to come up as random. God almighty. I used to be good at what I did. So, and it was, and you had kept the comment, it was Kathy's Quilt and Stitching was telling me to go and watch the Potty Mouth Stitcher. So, but I did query this with Ali when I'd said, is that what you mean by one stitch at a time? Thanks for asking my question. Sorry it wasn't clear. I know you're not meant to use the loop method to start, so I take a length and cut it in half and put them together. So I'm not sure I'm actually achieving anything. I hope this makes sense. It's just about how to use it to get the best variegation. I also do full stitches when I'm using variegated. Well, when I remember. So that was the clarity around the question. So as I've just said, if you do one stitch at a time, that is generally what most people do to get some real variegation. For example, I'll show you. The Stacey Nash one, the roof, that bloody roof. So you can see there's variegation in it. Now these aren't cross stitches, they're straight stitches, but it's the same type of principle. I'm doing one stitch over one square at a time before moving on to the next square of stitching. And you can see in the house, it's got some really lovely variegation in there as well. Again, just one stitch at a time, moving forward. I have got another one I can show you. So this one, my thistle house, at the bottom here, the grass. I did the grass going up and down. So I think that's what Jenny was alluding to. So I went up one row and then came down the next. So that, but with the house, I went across. So it was just that there was a difference between the house and the grass. And I thought the grass is more likely to be striped this way, up and down. Whereas the bricks are put on one row at a time, basically. So that's probably the best example I've got. So when she said about what she does is cuts off a length and then puts them together. Yeah, you're right, Ali. You're not gonna have the same colour going through. You're gonna have one thread's gonna be variegated from top to bottom, and the other thread's gonna have the next length of variegation from top to bottom, and it's gonna be what I would call blended. Now I did this one. This is a MommaLovesYouGB, and which one? Yes, I did this blended. So that's what I did, Ali. So a blended the way I did a blended thread was I cut the length, and to be fair, I just did use a loop start, sorry, because I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be variegated. I don't know, in fact, I don't even know why I did. But I decided to just do something different, and I used it as if it was a blended thread. So that's why, yes, there's still variegation when we've gone to the real dark parts of the thread, but it's not as profoundly variegated as if I'd done one cross, then the next cross, then the next cross. So that's what I did with that, and it ended up giving it a very, it looks like denim to me. Which, yeah, did this with Rachel Talking Dog Stitcher as well, I think. Did we? Yes, I think we did. I think this was our very first let's do something together stitch. So that's what I did, and that's what I used as a blended. I would call that a blended. Most blendeds are one colour and another colour as well. One colour and another colour, it's two colours put together, but you can only do that if you're stitching with two threads. So what I thought I would do, when she talked about she was cutting a length off and then putting them together, I thought I would show you how I do use my fancy floss over dyes from start to finish kind of thing. So I've just got just a week's dye work absent. And it was somebody at Cowslip said, oh, do I cut it at the end or do I not? And she was quite frightened, and I says, well, I do that. So I'll take a fancy floss, and this is only my way of doing it. This isn't the way to do it, so don't tell me off if I do. But if you do something different, please pop it in the comments, and we'll certainly take it forward. I'll mention it. So all I do is I snip at the top. I leave it on the thing and I snip at the top, and I try to just do one thread at a time when I'm snipping, so that I get more of a clean cut rather than putting them all together. However, sometimes I do. I don't do them all together, but I'll pick up two or three, just depending on where my needle's gone. So that gives you, because that was when Ali said she was cutting one length off. I don't know how you're storing your flosses to do that. So I do this, I cut it off at the bottom, and I then tease the thread out. If you can see. Wait till I pull this a little bit closer. And I just go in and pull one thread out. Yeah, I've usually got me stitching glasses on for this. Where's my stitching glasses? There. So I pull one thread out. But what I always do is, as I said previously, I work with a Knitter's Pride. So I make sure I pull, so this end has come out of this side, the right side as you're looking at it, the right hand side. So I pull that out. I then hang it over, I haven't got it here, but I hang it over my Knitter's Pride. So the right side at the top. I then go back in and out of the same bunch of 6 threads, the same thing, because I want the same colour. I do the same again, and I make sure I pull it out, and then I make sure I keep a hold of the right side, right hand side, not the right and wrong, the right hand side, and drape it over there, so that when I then pull it together again, it will have the same variegation all the way down. So that is how I do it when I'm pulling threads, and that also gives you, let me have a look, I've got my tape measure here, that gives you a length of 17 inches. And it's nice for stitching with. It's nice and a nice length of fabric. But nice length of fabric? It's a nice size length to stitch with. And it doesn't get, what you call it, all tangled up. It's not too long. So that is how I do mine, Ali. I hope that helps. And please, if anybody's got any other comments or ways of doing it or anything else, pop it in the comments and I'll mention it again next week. So that is that. That is that. Right, what's next? Gifts. Oh no, embroidery. I'll show you the little bit of embroidery I've done. So this is from, it's from the Herbarium series from the Stitchery, run by Nikki Franklin. And I went to find the pattern before, God knows where it's gone. I was only using it last night. We don't care if we lose our memory all the time. It's our memory to lose. We do not care. This is as far as I've got on, can't see it really, can you? I don't know why it's blowing out. But I think the last time you saw it, I'd done a leaf and a half, something like that. So this is done in split stitch, the length of the twig, whatever you call it, the stem. That's it, what you call it. I've done the 2 leaves and just done this top half a leaf in satin stitch. And can you see how perfect it is? Can you? I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. This is why, and I've said this before, this is why I get so bloody antsy about 2 threads lying properly. Just cannot. When I was taught embroidery when I was little, I was told that your threads should lie perfectly. And that's it. If they don't lie perfectly, I'm done. I'm done. And then we've put in the 3 flowers, which are long and short stitch. And I've used, there's 2 different colours for both, each of the flowers and the leaves. So yeah. Can't. Is that better? That's better. That's better. These are red berries and they are bright red. I cannot wait to get onto them. But I would need to find the pattern and the threads first. So that's me embroidery, and that was what I just gave up. It just seemed to be frogging every bloody day, which was a bit of a nightmare. Now, me gifts. I've got a good one for you. I've got a good one for you. I'll do that at the last though, like a really good one. This is the Justsewsherrie one. Yep. Got my threads from Rachel, Talking Dog Stitchery. So I got Blackberry, Blackpool, Blaze, that's a thread and a half. Blue Aster. Sorry, I'm trying to keep them in order, but it's not happening. Blue Bonnet. Blue Fescue. What the hell is fescue? It's a lovely colour. May have to look that up. I'm going to have to speak to her because I've got 6. It's only meant to be 5. Don't know what that's all about. So, Classic Colourworks, we have got Blue Corn. This is a lovely blue, I like this. Blue Moon. Another lovely blue. Blueberry Tart. Blush and Beauty. This is nice. And Boysenberry Charm. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up some of them. Boysenberry? What's a boysenberry? No idea. I might even put them, I'll put them along here because I'll look them up before I show you. What else did I get? I got my new herbarium embroidery, and I'm chuffed because it's got one of my favourite stitches on. So this is lavender for, is it June or July? I can't remember. It's for the previous month, but you get it because you get it at the end of the month. So it should be for July, I think. And look, it's got bullion knots. I love a bullion knot. So, and it'll be quite nice because it's a bit of a different stitch to satin stitch. And I think I'll be all satin stitched out by the time I get the other one done, because it takes a long time when you're just working with one thread to obviously cover all that area. So they're all my gifts, apart from, I got one from Patchwork Rabbit. Now, I was in the auto ship for one of the Christmas series, Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage Needlework, something like that. One of them, and I think it was Frosty Forest or something like that. But I haven't got that for a while. I've only just realised, because when it came through the door and it said Patchwork Rabbit on the label, I thought, oh, it'd be me auto ship. It wasn't. Cast your minds back. Way back. Like last October back. In fact, September. In fact, it would have been August, now that I'm thinking about it. So we're talking a year ago. Me, Rachel, Talking Dog, Lauren, Flossabilities, and Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows, all started Away We Ride. Garden Gate was nowhere to be found, and we ended up doing some really dodgy deals. I had two wonderful ladies in the US send me some Garden Gate because you just couldn't get it here, and it needed to be, because the variegation and everything it needed to be that one. So they sent me some. So I did give some to Rachel Talking Dog, and I think she posted some to someone else, I can't remember. But nobody could find Garden Gate for love nor money until today. They sent me a skein of Garden Gate. I have no idea why. It was a single skein of Garden Gate. The only thing I can think, because I've looked on my orders from Patchwork Rabbit and haven't ordered it, the only thing I can think is I've ordered it last July or August, whenever I was looking to kit up Away We Ride, and maybe they haven't had it and they've now posted it because they've now got it. I have no clue why they've just sent me a skein of Garden Gate. It's kind of ironic. It was the one everybody was hunting for love, couldn't find it for love nor money. And then a skein just randomly drops through my door. Now, I don't know whether this is God saying, get out Away We Ride, Sherrie, and get it done. I think this could be a message. Could be a message in an envelope, not in a bottle. I know Sally's trying to get Away We Ride finished. I don't know how Lauren and Rachel's probably not anywhere near finished, I would imagine. Rachel likes her whips. So they were my gifts and a random thread for no particular reason. Just weird. It's just the weirdest thing. I don't know. I just don't know why. And to be fair, I don't want to ask them, because it'll just prove a point about the nuttiness that is my life. Is that it? Forward plans. Now, forward plans. Oh, I would like to stitch something correctly the first time. That is what my forward plan is going to be this week. I am probably not going to get much stitching done. I'm going to do a couple of hours now and hope that, because it was last Saturday when I did all of the the bird boxes, and I remember it was about 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I had to frog everything I'd done that morning, and I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. So yeah, I would like to just be able to stitch something properly. What else do I need to do? I need to figure out what I'm doing for next week's floss tube is what I need to do. I would like to keep going on the pot sampler because that's really starting to take shape, and Tong, she's starting to look really, really chunky now. I haven't got any new starts planned, I don't think. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing with that auger cooker. And I would like to find Textiles tea, so I could finish that and get it hung up. That would be really good. I would like to find my mind. I would like to find some of my memories. I don't really want all of them, but I would like some of them, like what I've done with said stitching stuff and embroidery stuff. That's what would work for me. That would be really good. And I've been craving Gaia again. Last night when I went to bed, I was like, oh, I'm not going to stitch on tomorrow. And I was like, oh, Gaia. Does anybody do that the night before? Think, oh, what will I do tomorrow? Because I suppose it's because I get up in the morning really early, as you know, and I'll do maybe 2 or 3 hours before work. So I'm thinking, right, what am I going to be doing first thing in the morning? So I don't know whether that's normal or not. Probably not. My voice just keeps giving out. Like I say, I think it's lack of use because I really don't use it that often these days, apart from a shout at the cats, as everybody in our department found out. Well, the senior leaders found out this week. Still mortified, absolutely mortified. I think that's about it. So we have just got time left for our quote of the week, which is, it's not based with anybody in mind or anything in mind. Where is it? I just liked it. And a very short one this week, but it comes from Mother Teresa, and I'm saying it's not for anything. Obviously we've still got huge conflict in the world, and God, I'm praying for it to come to an end soon, because these people are just, and it's the people at the bottom of the food chain that are suffering, isn't it? So I pray it comes to peace for them to actually get food and shelter and actually start and live some semblance of a normal life. So when I read this, I just liked it. So as I said, it's Mother Teresa, and she said, peace begins with a smile. Bye for now.